I'll link up with Shomomo Imodu and Tijesu Adeoye in our Abuja studio for FCT Brief. Good morning, guys. Over to you now.
Good morning, Veronica, and the rest of the team. It's good to hear from you this morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Well, Ash, there's this conversation around Nigeria's fuel import policy, which has taken a sharper turn with Dangote asking the federal government to place a ban on importation of refined petroleum products. And he's leaning his provisions, or he's leaning on the provisions of the Petroleum Industry Act, saying that local capacity should be prioritized. Now, I'd like to unpack this for a moment. If we take this Dangote refinery in Lekki, which has the capacity to produce 650,000 barrel of petrol. He's saying that this is ready to meet Nigeria's need. I believe that this is quite massive on his end. Well, in his own words, he's saying that Nigeria shouldn't be importing fuel from countries like Europe because of substandard products and undercutting local investment. And his claim is, if we're serious about self-sufficiency, now is the time to act. Well, let's take a look at the Petroleum Industry Act, as it says, because the Act provides and encourages domestic refining and gives government room to restrict imports when local capacity exists. Yeah. But what is unclear right now is, does that mean that we should now ban imports even if only one refinery is operational?
Even before Dangote came on board, we had the NNPC, and we were always talking, at a point it was a policy. NNPC was the only, let me say, company that was importing fuel. So if you are scared of monopoly, did you raise issues when it was NNPC monopoly? Now, what is different now? NNPC said they worried the Port Harcourt refinery were okay. So they were supposed to be players. Now, if for some reasons they could not meet up, then Dangote is doing it. We have a policy beyond the petroleum industry, and we have a policy of Nigeria first. And if we have it, and they say they have the capacity, why the nag for importation? Remember, importation of fuel puts pressure on our foreign foreign exchange. And we don't need to go back to the days where we have unnecessary pressure on foreign exchange when we can supply this thing locally.
If we take a look at comments from energy experts like Dayo Ayode, he says a single refinery cannot guarantee stability, and what makes the market
will importation not guarantee stability? Well, when you always have frictions in international community, in international market, you have fluctuation in international market, and it has capacity to destabilize our economy. That should not be the way we should go.
Well, it's a good one that Dangote has approached the court right now to seek interpretation of this PIA Act, and is asking whether the law allows for ban on imports under current conditions. That case is set to be heard in September, and it could also define the future of Nigeria's downstream.
What we should even be thinking about is we should have other private sector players coming to float their own refineries. If Dangote is doing and you feel it's going to be a monopoly, why don't you set up a plan? So, okay, in the next 1 year, this is what we are putting together. We want to float our own refinery. Importation is not the way for Nigeria. We've been on that path for a very long time, and we didn't enjoy it as Nigerians, so we should move away from it.
Of course. Well, let's move into what we have for you for today.
Yeah, good morning, and thanks for joining us on FCT Brief. Now, a major political shake-up is unfolding in Nigeria's Social Democratic Party, SDP, as the party has officially disowned former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai over alleged misrepresentation. In a dramatic move, the party has also imposed a 30-year ban on the politician, barring him from all SDP-related activities. The Social Democratic Party issued a statement distancing itself from Nasir El-Rufai, citing what it described as deliberate false claims and misrepresentation of parties' ideology, values, and structures.
Well, according to the SDP, El-Rufai has allegedly engaged in political actions that undermine the integrity of the party. This decision, while rare, signals a firm stance by the SDP to protect its identity ahead of 2027 elections. It also sends a message to other political figures who may attempt to exploit party affiliations for personal or strategic gain. As of now, Nasir El-Rufai has yet to publicly respond to the ban or the allegations. With political alignment shifting ahead of the next general election, this development is expected to stir reactions across party lines. Rufus Aiyenigba is the National Publicity Secretary of the SDP, and he is live with us here in our studio this morning. Good morning. It's good to have you in our studio.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's begin. The Social Democratic Party used to be one of the more stable parties on the political scene, but it seems to have changed. Would you say that the party made a mistake in opening its doors to new opposition members from opposition coalition, especially those who are seeking, a platform to express their own personal interests?
Thank you once again for having me. It's not a mistake that that SDP is a force to reckon with in Nigeria, and it's not a mistake that we're working along that line, trying to reinforce, to strengthen the status of the party as a national political party that has recognition beyond just certain corners of Nigeria. It's a Nigerian political party with structures across the 774 local governments in this country. So if you have that huge status, remember the party has this very impressive, relatable history of being the political party that produced the late MKO Abiola, who won what was adjudged the best, the freest, and the most credible election in Nigeria over 30 years ago. This is a political party that even this President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, came to the Senate in 1992 on that platform, and several others. If you have a political party with that huge status, you have to operate nationally. So if you are operating nationally, what it means is that you are not going to be a mushroom political party. You're going to be open, transparent. You're going to be inclusive. You're going to open your doors for be a big platform that Nigerians can operate on. And so, coming from that background, to answer your question, it wasn't a mistake that we opened our windows, our doors to admit political players who wanted to identify with us. Okay. It is a deliberate policy. It is a policy that we are a national political party, so we operate nationally and make the platform available to every Nigerian. Okay,
you're talking about SDP being the party former democracy hero MKO Abiola ran on, and even this president. I think we should put the record straight. After that, political parties were banned, suspended. There was a military stuff before this dispensation. Yeah. So this SDP was a new SDP that was formed. It was not the SDP then because there was a military rule for some years after that. Now my question is, when you opened the doors for other people to come into your party, Nasir El-Rufai was a big blessing to your party. I think some of the leaders of your party noted that when he came in. And how come you now changed the idea that this man was never wanted? When he came in, you romanced with him for a while. What really went underneath that you're now regretting that romance you gave him?
Thank you. I will go back to that your statement that the SDP of today was not the SDP of old. Nothing has changed. The same logo, the same ideology, people-centered ideology, manifesto is what you still have in SDP. In 1993, in 92-93, everybody in Nigeria related with the horse. The white horse. It's still the same white horse. That is the logo. The welfareism, the people-centered ideology and orientation, farewell to poverty, focus on making life truly meaningful for Nigerians. It's still the same as those campaign mantras that Abiola ran with over 30 years ago. So nothing has changed. It was just the time and season that changed. But today, I can tell you that the SDP is waxing stronger, and building on the beautiful legacies that and the rich history it has. Yes, Governor El-Rufai came into the party and it was celebrated. Yes, there's no political party that will have a former governor, a two-term governor, a minister who did well in Abuja. Over half of the adult life of Malam El-Rufai has been in the public life. He's been a BP, Director General, several other offices he held and did well. So having him come to any political party would naturally elicit a positive reaction. And that was the case with Malam El-Rufai. And we received him warmly when he came in. And like I said in my statement, he said, we took it for granted that, yes, given his status, his background, where he's coming from, and all of that, you expect that he wouldn't be battling with the issue, the fundamentals, those basic rudiments of registration, you formalizing your process, going through the basic requirements of coming to register. And everybody knows that you have to start. Nigerian politics starts from the ward level. You go into your ward, register, come into the national to operate.
Well, if I may come in here, your party, the SDP, accused former Governor Nasir El-Rufai of being responsible for the crisis that is rocking the party at the moment. I would like to ask, why was he singled out for this? Is there any solid evidence pointing to him being responsible for what is happening to the SDP internally, or is just politics playing out as some people may suggest?
I want you to be specific. It's like crisis rocking the SDP. There's no crisis in SDP. What we have is internal cleansing. We're trying to just restore the party to the factory setting, recalibrate and reposition the party, restructure and strongly position the party for the task ahead. Last week we had primaries in 12 states across the country for these by-elections in those different constituencies. A party in crisis will not have time to even attend to all of those things. We don't have any crisis. Yes, we had our national chairman suspended, and that is within the powers of the party to self-regulate. You understand? There were infractions, established infractions, financial misappropriation, and all of that. And the party took decision to look into it. And in the course of that, you cannot be sitting on the position in the party. You can't be on seat as a chairman of the party and you are being investigated. That
so
the process will not be.
Is the SDP factionalized?
There's no faction in the party. Today in INEC, if you get to INEC, you will see. I am the National Publicity Secretary. I've been attending interviews everywhere. There's nobody who will come here and tell you that he's the National Publicity Secretary. There's no. So, Malam El-Rufai, we are not saying there's no crisis. So, there is a cause of a crisis. It's not. The major issue we have with Malam El-Rufai, as stated in our my press release, is we were not comfortable with the process that threw him up. We didn't do the needful, and we investigated and discovered that the claims by his ward and his state were true. How will you come into a political party and give yourself the registration number 001 and see if you are the first person you are the originator of the party? So those were the things that happened. He came into the party, we received him warmly. He did declaration. I'll call it social media declaration, because that is what it turned out to be. If you did not register at your ward level to be received by your ward net to come into the process, and you declare that you have joined SDP, the next day you came into the National Secretariat and we received him, and
No,
After a while, we discovered that, he was not properly registered. That is just the crux of the matter.
Let's go back to your statement and look at the process very well. Like you rightly said, for you to be a member of a political party, it starts from the ward level.
Yeah.
Was it that the National Working Committee of your party did not know that he was not registered?
Okay.
Two questions. Or some persons registered him, because you cannot register yourself and give him that figure, that 001 you talked about. And in your statement, you said he was parading himself as a member of the SDP, despite the assertion of the Kaduna State Executive that he has not joined the SDP. Do you banish a man who was never a member of your party?
Okay. Let me tell you what the issues are. Malam El-Rufai came into the party through the suspended national chairman. They are friends. They have their personal relationship.
Okay.
So the process was circumvented. Registration and all of that. People say, don't worry about all of that. It will be taken care of another. And it came out to haunt him. Simple thing. Go to your ward, pick your party card from your ward level. Let it even be celebrated. It will be a big thing for him to go to his ward and register. And they issue him a card. It will be a big celebration, and that nothing of such happened. So he came into the party. All the conversation they had was with the suspended national chairman. The opaqueness in the process, not coming in as he should come. And the next day, we just saw him at the party level being unveiled as a new member of the party. And so I said we took it for granted that all that had happened. So, but when when the word now came up, and in fact they went to court on the matter. So it is not we're not making up stories here. So, and they said let us investigate, and we discovered that the right things were not done, and coupled with the fact that there are established facts that he was engaging in acts and actions that were inimical to the interest and well-being of the party. One of them, this. On Friday, 25th of June, like last Friday, he sponsored a group of people to call for neck of the party. They went to a lawyer, got a lawyer to write to INEC. Of course, INEC took that away. They did not attend to it because you don't write. INEC will not take letters from lawyer. They only take a letter from the national chairman signed by a chairman and secretary for NEC, to call for NEC. They got the lawyer to write, and the few of them signed and said they were calling for NEC. That is an aberration. And so we invited him. We didn't even invite him. He came into the party by himself. He was engaging with some individuals within the NWC, talking to them and all that. And he was to have a meeting with the national secretary. He went to, and the national secretary was in the office. They were to have a private meeting. So the national said, he should come to the party. And he came, and about 7 of us were there, seated. So he had to just speak to everybody.
All right, Mr.
And then he told us, he confessed to us that he had encouraged those guys to call for NEC, and that he was going to make 50 million available to them as his support. And we said, no, it is wrong. You cannot. They don't have the powers to call NEC. This is the process. The process to call NEC, for calling NEC, is well spelled out in our constitution. Go stop these people. And he told us at that meeting that he is the Northwest coordinator for the ADC, the coalition, and that he is in the party till November, that he was given that waiver to stay in the party till November.
Stay in SDP.
SDP,
okay.
Because there are candidates, he's sponsoring in Kaduna and all of that. And so we just said, he told us that. And we told him, stop these people. You can. I said, no, if I even stop them, if I don't give them the money, they will get the money elsewhere. and go ahead with all.
So
and
if
they
I
went
understand
ahead.
you correctly, Mr.
They went
Aiyenigba,
ahead
what you're
and
trying
did
to
that.
describe is like Nasir El-Rufai having a fall from grace of the party, because you are explaining that he once enjoyed the goodwill of the party, you know, due to his past distance as a governor and, you know, the minister and all of that, and you accepted him into your party. Now, with all these anti-party activities that you have mentioned, did you by any chance call him for a roundtable discussion to iron things out before imposing this kind of ban on him? Because if you look at it technically, that is completely expelling him from the party.
He expelled himself by rebuffing the National Working Committee. He had engagement with about 9 of us. 9 of us.
So if who are those 9 people that he had engagement with? Are they not part of the party?
We're talking about the National Working Committee is the organ of the party saddled by the Constitution with the responsibility of administering the party. You understand? That's the highest decision-making body. We told him categorically, you cannot do this.
So none of the people that he was having this conversation with were part of the National Working Committee?
No. I said, we were there with him. The National Working Committee, these members, these 9 of us, he spoke to us, he met with us.
So he met with the NWC?
Yes, not by phone call. He met with us. He was to have a private meeting with the secretary.
That NWC was not the disciplinary committee?
No.
Okay, so was there a window after those allegations against him to face disciplinary committee that give everyone the right of fair hearing?
Let me just tell you, sir. Let me tell you, my brother.
Okay.
We are not children. We are not kids. This is it's a disciplined organization. It's a structured organization, a well-running organization. You understand? You don't come and... it was an affront to the National Working Committee to have proceeded with that action. He went ahead, sponsored those guys against the party.
Yeah, I agree.
And so
well noted.
He was not deserving of any further opportunity of even... We had to just do what we needed to do, and we did that. And that was
all right, let's move ahead. Is the SDP officially part of the ADC coalition at the moment, or is it considering moving or forming another coalition due to what is on ground?
Let me tell you something. SDP has been the central focus in all of this issue of coalition because of the strength of the party, the national spread, the national appeal, the rich pedigree, the history, the legacy of being a party. I will go back. There's no how you can take away that history, that legacy. That SDP is still the same today. And so people are interested. As we speak, the party has 4 members in the National Assembly. 2 senators, 2 House of Reps members, 2 members in Ekiti House of Assembly. One of them is minority leader, councillors, chairman, House of Assembly members in Taraba, in Nasarawa, in Niger State. So the spread is there. So the party is a major attraction to people when it comes to having a credible alternative to what obtains at the national level. So we have always been. The party has been approached severally, and people have said, the coalition people did a national survey. They rated all political parties according to them, and SDP came first on their rating as the best party that they could work with, and they engaged with us. That was why Malam El-Rufai came into the party ahead of others to position himself. At the end of the day, he did not do the right thing. What is the right thing expected? Engage with the party formally. Sit with the National Working Committee. If it is about national interest, if it is not about personal agenda, if it is about national interest, see, this is this, can we do this together? And we look at that. But he didn't. He went through the back door with the suspended national chairman, had conversation and engagement with the coalition team for over 6 months without the knowledge and consent of the NWC. So they wanted to take the party to NWC through the back door. To the coalition through the back door.
Yeah, Mr. Aiyenigba, as it is now, the coalition seem to be losing steam because PDP have said we are not part of the coalition. The Labour Party says we are not part of the coalition. Those who were championing coalition have moved into the ADC. Ahead of the 2027 election, what is the game plan of your party? to win that election, or you do not intend to present a candidate for the presidential election?
How would you be asking a question of not intending to present candidate when you have these huge numbers of candidates running, participating in the national affairs? At the national level, we have senators, we have House of Reps members with their huge followers. We have House of Assembly members. In 2022, we had 6 presidential aspirants who competed for the ticket, and the best of them emerged. As we speak, we are going to have more than that number in 2027, because the coalition, we have no business with them. We told them right from day one, we are not interested in, because what they wanted was complete takeover of the party, what they call clean slate, to come and dislodge the whole structure and put their own people and all of that. That is not national development, it's personal development agenda of the individual. So we are building a structure, strengthening the party, and repositioning the party structurally and otherwise for 2027. By 2026, you will see flood of activities. A number of presidential candidates, aspirants are warming up there, but it is so early in the day. It is not. We are not
late in the day.
We are not a PC. That they are just the gale of endorsement here and there and all of that. No, this is not. We are going through democratic process of having a candidate emerge through primary. We are not endorsing. They are going to slug it out.
I guess they are endorsing because they have a sitting president, so it's easier for them to endorse.
No, they are not endorsing. They are only blocking the others out.
Well, there are also reports that if Atiku and his allies lose the legal case over their ADC membership, the SDP might consider accepting them on the platform. Is this true? Is your party prepared to receive this kind of political shift?
Let me tell you what the issues are, especially around the issue of coalition. We are not saying we don't want to work with any. We want members. Every political party will want to receive members to join them, particularly heavyweights who will add value, but not a situation where you will come in and say, no, you are taking over the party. They have their issues. I don't want to discuss the ADC or the coalition. My attention is the SDP, selling the SDP to Nigerians as the best credible alternative for them ahead of 2027. They may be having their conversation and their challenges and worries, but we are primed for the task of providing credible alternative to Nigerians when the time comes. Yes, we are not closing the door against anyone. If anyone feels that, oh, SDP is the right vehicle to come into to drive his political ambition, fine. You come in, join the party. I will say, join the party, and then align your orientation and mentality with the ideology, philosophy of the party. We are a disciplined political party. No godfather that you come and just sit down somewhere.
Aren't you worried about this affecting the image of the party and people, misinterpreting it to be a party that, allows people that has, fallen from or has lost out in political relevance as a fallback platform?
Don't let us deceive ourselves. Every political party looks out for new people to join them. APC, the ruling party, they are taking people in. Either whatever capacity, baggage or no baggage, they are taking it to add to their numbers. So we are not saying that the party is a place for people with baggages to come and just dump this thing with here on us. what we are saying is we are open to any Nigerian patriot, Democrat, who wants to add value to the democratic process, coming in to join us, join forces with us to advance the cause of democracy and make Nigeria better.
All right, Mr. Rufus Aiyenigba, it was a pleasure speaking with you this morning. Thank you so much for your time with us on the program. That's where we'll leave the conversation.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Well, that's our package for you today. We'll now hand you over to our Lagos studio where Veronica and the rest of the team are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
All right, thank you, TJSU and Eshomomo, for that interesting and timely conversation.